Have you ever caught a woman staring at you in a way that made you stop and wonder, what does that mean? Not just a quick glance or an accidental look, but that intentional gaze that lingers longer than it should. Every man has experienced it, but most guys brush it off, laugh it away, or simply don't know how to read it. And that's where they lose the upper hand. Because when a woman looks at you in that way, she's saying more than her words ever will. Welcome back, gentlemen. On this channel, I break down the unspoken signals, the hidden power dynamics, and the subtle cues that separate men who hope from men who know. And this topic, understanding what her look really means, is one of the most important skills you'll ever master in dating and relationships. Here's the controversial part. Women rarely say what they actually want. Instead, they communicate through hints, body language, and expressions. They want you to get it without them having to spell it out. That look you're ignoring? It might be her way of testing your confidence, measuring your presence, or even revealing attraction she'll never admit out loud. Miss it, and you lose the moment. Catch it, and you flip the script. Suddenly you control the frame. This isn't about guessing games, it's about reading reality. And once you learn what her eyes are telling you, you'll never walk into a room the same way again. So let's break it down. When a woman looks at you like this, it means far more than most men ever realize. 1. The long hold. When a woman locks eyes with you and holds that gaze longer than what feels normal, most men freeze up. They either get nervous, overthink, or quickly look away as if they were caught doing something wrong. But here's the truth. That long hold is never an accident. Women know exactly what they're doing when they maintain eye contact. It's deliberate, and it's loaded with meaning. Think about it. In everyday life, people break eye contact all the time. When they're distracted, when they're shy, or when there's nothing more to say. So when a woman holds your gaze, she's breaking that natural rhythm on purpose. She wants you to notice, she wants you to feel it. And the worst mistake you can make is to brush it off like it's nothing. Now, does a long hold always mean she's attracted to you? Not necessarily. That's where most guys get it wrong. Sometimes it's attraction. Yes, she's testing if you're confident enough to hold that look with her. Other times, it's curiosity. She might be sizing you up, wondering if you're the kind of man who takes control of the moment or folds under pressure. And in certain cases, it's even a challenge. That look can be her way of saying, "Show me who you are," without saying a word. The real test is not what she does, it's what you do. If you break too soon, you communicate nervousness. If you hold it without flinching, without overcompensating, and with calm masculine presence, you send a message she'll never forget. That you're a man who doesn't back down. That subtle act of holding eye contact longer than her changes the entire power dynamic. Suddenly you're not reacting to her, you're leading. Women are drawn to men who project confidence without trying too hard. The long hold is your chance to prove you're that man. Not by forcing a smirk, not by throwing in some cheesy line, but simply by staying grounded, relaxed, and unwavering. You'd be surprised how quickly she looks away once she realizes you're not intimidated. And in that moment, she's the one who feels something stir, because she knows she just met a man who isn't easily shaken. So the next time you notice a woman holding that look, don't panic, don't overthink, and don't back down. Embrace the silence of the stare. Meet it, own it. Because that's how you turn a fleeting glance into a silent conversation where you come out on top. 2. The quick glance back. There's something powerful about the glance that happens after she's already walked past you. You know the one, she's moving away, maybe with her friends, maybe on her own, and then she turns her head just enough to steal another look at you. Most men miss this completely. But if you train yourself to notice it, you'll realize it's one of the clearest signals of interest a woman can give without saying a word. Here's why it matters. People don't waste energy on things they don't care about. If she was truly uninterested, she would keep walking and never think twice. But when she takes that extra second to look back, she's telling you, "You caught my attention." It's a crack in the armor. She might not want to seem too obvious, but she can't resist checking again. That quick glance is her giving herself away. Now, this is where most men fail the test. They see the glance, but they either overreact, smiling too hard, waving like a nervous teenager, or they don't react at all. Both responses kill the moment. What you want to do instead is meet that glance with calm control. If your eyes catch hers again, hold it for a moment and give a subtle acknowledgement, a small smile, a confident nod, or just steady eye contact without looking flustered. That's all it takes. She doesn't need theatrics. She needs to feel your awareness and self-assurance. Here's what makes this signal so interesting. It's layered. The quick glance back isn't just about attraction. Sometimes it's about curiosity. She might be asking herself, did he notice me? Or, what's his vibe? Other times it's a test. She wants to see how you'll react when you think she's not looking. If you're the type of man who freezes, fumbles, or breaks into an awkward grin, she instantly knows you're not grounded in yourself. But if you can handle it with ease, you set yourself apart from 90% of guys. Think of it like this. The glance back is a silent invitation. It's her way of opening a door just a little to see if you're bold enough to walk through it. You don't need to run after her or blurt out a cheesy pickup line. Instead, use it as your cue. If the setting allows, approach confidently but casually. If not, simply take note. Either way, the ball is in your court. Gentlemen, the lesson is simple. When she looks back, it's never random. It's her curiosity escaping through action. Learn to see it. Learn to respond with calm confidence. Because while most men stay blind to these subtle signals, the man who notices and acts becomes unforgettable. 3. The smile in her eyes. Every man has seen it, but not every man understands it. A woman doesn't always have to curve her lips into a grin to show you she's interested. Sometimes the real smile is hidden in her eyes. You'll notice a sparkle, a softening of her gaze, almost like her face lights up when she looks at you. That's the smile in her eyes, and it's one of the most powerful, yet subtle indicators of attraction you can ever pick up on. Here's why this matters. Women are masters at keeping their true emotions in check, especially around men they're curious about. They don't always want to give themselves away too easily. So instead of openly smiling or flirting, they let their eyes do the work. If you see her pupils dilate slightly, her eyes linger a bit longer, and her expression warms up when she meets your gaze, that's not coincidence. That's chemistry at play. Now, the mistake most guys make is thinking they need to force a response. The truth is, you don't need to suddenly tell a joke, overcompensate, or act like you've won the lottery. A man who truly understands attraction knows how to keep his cool. When her eyes light up at you, the best thing you can do is acknowledge it with calm energy. A small, confident smile back, or just holding the gaze without flinching, is enough to let her know you caught it. That unspoken exchange creates tension, and tension is the foundation of attraction. But here's the deeper layer. The smile in her eyes isn't just attraction, it's also comfort. Women don't soften their gaze around men they feel unsafe with. If her eyes look relaxed, bright, and open when she's with you, it's a sign that she feels both drawn to you and secure in your presence. That combination is rare, and when you notice it, you need to understand the responsibility it carries. Men who don't recognize this signal often miss their opportunity. They either ignore it, assuming it's nothing, or they misinterpret it and rush too fast. The right response is balance. Lean into the moment, but don't chase. Mirror her energy, but don't smother it. The more you remain steady, the more her eyes will keep searching for yours. Gentlemen, remember this. Words can lie, but eyes rarely do. When a woman's eyes smile at you, it's her most honest form of communication. It's raw, it's genuine, and it's impossible to fake. Learn to see it, learn to trust it, and you'll unlock a level of awareness most men never achieve. So the next time you catch that sparkle, don't second guess it. Recognize it for what it is, a silent, powerful message that she's feeling something. And that, my friends, is your signal to step into the moment with quiet confidence. 4. The testing stare. If you've ever been in a relationship, you know this look well. You're sitting across from your girlfriend or your wife, maybe at dinner, maybe during a quiet night at home, And suddenly she locks eyes with you in a way that feels different. It's not playful, it's not casual, it's a stare. A stare that lingers, sharp and deliberate, almost as if she's trying to look past your words and into your core. That, gentlemen, is the testing stare. Why do women do this? Because attraction isn't just about how you look, it's about who you are under pressure. Women want to know if the man they're with is steady, reliable, and unshakable. And sometimes, instead of asking directly, they let their eyes do the questioning. That stare is her silent way of saying, "Are you really the man I think you are?" Take an example. Imagine a couple at dinner after a small argument. The man thinks the disagreement is over, but then he notices her staring at him without a word. That's not random. She's measuring his composure. Does he break eye contact nervously? Does he start babbling to fill the silence? Or does he stay calm, hold her gaze, and let the moment pass without flinching? In that simple test, she learns more about him than from hours of conversation. This doesn't just happen in arguments. Even in happy moments, a woman might give you that testing stare. She could be checking if you're present, if you're distracted, or if you're strong enough to meet her intensity. A man who looks away too quickly communicates uncertainty. But a man who meets the stare with quiet confidence shows her he's grounded, stable, and not afraid of her emotional storms. The testing stare is not about intimidation, it's about reassurance. Deep down, women want to feel they've chosen a man they can trust with their emotions, their vulnerability, and even their chaos. When she looks at you this way, she's seeking confirmation. Will you stand firm, or will you crumble? Here's where many men fail. They take the stare personally. They get defensive, irritated, or insecure. But if you understand the psychology behind it, you'll see it differently. Instead of feeling threatened, recognize it as an opportunity to lead. Hold her gaze, breathe easy, and show her without words that you're not going anywhere. Gentlemen, this is the moment where strength is silent. You don't need grand gestures or clever lines. All you need is presence. Because when you can pass the test of her stare, she feels safe. And when she feels safe, attraction deepens, trust grows, and the relationship strengthens. So the next time your woman gives you that look, don't rush to explain or defend. Just meet it, own it, and let her see the man she chose is exactly who she hoped he would be. 5. The shy look away. One of the most overlooked signals from women is the shy look away. You catch her looking at you, but the second your eyes meet, she quickly glances down to the side or pretends she's busy with something else. Most men either misinterpret this moment or ruin it with the wrong response. But if you understand what's really happening, you'll see that this shy look is loaded with meaning and opportunity. First, let's talk about what men usually do wrong. Some guys take it as rejection. They assume, she looked away, so she's not interested. They drop it instantly and convince themselves there's no chance. That's a mistake. Looking away shyly is often not rejection. It's attraction mixed with vulnerability. She doesn't want to appear too obvious, so she retreats. When you assume it's rejection, you miss your chance. Other men make the opposite mistake. They overreact. They see her look away and immediately pounce with a cheesy line. Exaggerated body language, or even calling her out directly, saying something like, "Why are you staring at me?" That kills the natural tension and makes her feel exposed or embarrassed. Instead of creating attraction, you make her uncomfortable. So what's the right way to respond? Subtle acknowledgement. If you notice a woman looking away shyly, the best thing you can do is smile. Calmly, not like you've just won a prize, and give her a sense of ease. A simple, "Hey, I saw that," delivered with playful confidence, can turn the awkwardness into connection. Or, if you're in a social setting, casually introducing yourself after catching her shy look sends the message that you're grounded enough to handle her vulnerability without making it a big deal. The key is to make her feel safe, while also letting her know you noticed. Remember, women give off the shy look away because they're testing the waters. They want to see if you are the kind of man who will pressure them, ignore them, or handle it with confidence. By responding with calm acknowledgement and gentle humor, you show her you're in control without being overbearing. Another right move is holding your own frame. If she looks away, don't chase her with your eyes desperately. Stay relaxed, maintain your posture, and give her space to come back to you. Often she will glance again, this time with more courage, because your calmness reassures her. Gentlemen, the lesson is simple. The shy look away is not weakness, it's invitation. Don't dismiss it as disinterest, and don't ruin it by overplaying your hand. Handle it with composure, playfulness, and subtle acknowledgement. Because when a woman shows vulnerability through her eyes, how you respond will determine whether that moment turns into attraction or slips away forever. 6. The flirty squint. You've seen it before, but maybe you never realized what it meant. A woman looks at you, tilts her head slightly, and narrows her eyes just a bit, almost like she's studying you, but with a hint of playfulness. That, gentleman, is the flirty squint. And trust me, it's not random. When a woman does this, she's sending you a message, and it's your job to catch it. The flirty squint is powerful because it's layered. On the surface, it looks like curiosity, but underneath, it's her way of creating tension. She's not just looking at you, she's challenging you in a playful way. It's almost like she's saying, "Are you as interesting as you seem? Can you handle me?" That small narrowing of the eyes is her way of teasing without words, and if you know how to read it, you'll realize it's one of the clearest green lights a woman can give. Here's where most men miss the mark. Some guys don't even notice it. They're too caught up in their own thoughts to recognize the signal. Others notice but freeze, treating it like a regular stare and responding with nothing but blank confusion. Worst of all, some men overreact and turn it into an awkward scene, exaggerating their response like they've just won the lottery. That kills the playful energy and turns mystery into discomfort. The right move? Mirror her energy. The flirty squint isn't about seriousness, it's about fun. If she squints at you, hold eye contact and throw in a slight grin, maybe even tilt your head back at her. It's a silent game of ping pong, and she's waiting to see if you'll play. You don't need to speak right away. Sometimes holding that playful tension is far more powerful than any words. When you finally do say something, keep it light. A witty observation, a playful tease, or even a simple, "What's that look for?" delivered with confidence. Think about it like this. The flirty squint is her setting the stage. She's showing interest, but in a way that forces you to rise to her level. If you can match her playfulness without overdoing it, you instantly stand out from the crowd. She realizes you're not only confident, but also socially aware enough to pick up on her subtleties. That's incredibly attractive to women. Gentlemen, remember, attraction isn't always loud. Sometimes it's hidden in these tiny signals. The flirty squint is her invitation to step into a dance of tension and fun. If you ignore it, the moment dies. If you overplay it, the moment gets awkward. But if you meet it with steady confidence and a touch of playfulness, you create a spark that keeps her coming back for more. So the next time you catch that squint, don't second guess. Play along. Because in her eyes, that look is the beginning of a game, and the prize goes to the man who knows how to play it right. 7. The silent invitation. There's a certain look that doesn't just catch your attention, it pulls you in. It's not the quick glance, not the shy look away, not even the playful squint. It's deeper, more intentional. A woman meets your eyes, holds them for a beat, and then lets her gaze drop slightly before returning to you again. Sometimes it's followed by a soft smile, sometimes by her biting her lip or tilting her head. This, gentleman, is the silent invitation. And when you recognize it, you'll never mistake it for anything else again. The silent invitation is different because it's not just about curiosity or testing, it's about openness. It's her way of signaling that she's ready for you to make a move. Women rarely say this out loud. Instead, they use body language to give permission without exposing themselves to rejection. That look is her handing you the key, waiting to see if you'll unlock the door. Here's what most men do wrong. They hesitate. They notice the look, but second guess it, telling themselves, maybe I imagined it, or I don't want to embarrass myself. By the time they decide to act, the moment is gone. Another mistake is misreading the situation and jumping in too aggressively. The silent invitation isn't a license to smother her, it's an opening, and you have to move through it with composure. So what's the right response? Presence and action. If you're in a social setting, like a bar, a cafe, or even a casual group hangout, that silent invitation is your green light to approach. Walk over with confidence, not desperation. Start with something natural to the environment, a light comment, an observation, or even a simple introduction. The power isn't in the line itself, it's in your delivery. She's already invited you in with her eyes. Now you just have to show you belong there. And here's the beauty of it. Once you act on the silent invitation, she'll relax. She gave the signal and you read it. That creates instant chemistry because it shows you understand her without her needing to spell everything out. Women love men who can pick up on these unspoken cues. It makes them feel seen, understood, and desired all at once. The silent invitation is one of the strongest signals you'll ever get. It's subtle, yes, but it's also unmistakable when you train yourself to notice it. Think of it as her lowering the drawbridge to her castle. She won't shout from the tower, "Come in." She'll simply drop the bridge and see if you're man enough to walk across. Gentlemen, here's the lesson. Don't let hesitation rob you of opportunities. When a woman gives you that look, the look that lingers, softens, and beckons, it's not by accident, it's her way of opening the door. And the man who recognizes it and steps forward with confidence is the man who wins her attention every single time. Gentlemen, women rarely say everything outright, but their eyes will always tell the truth. From the long hold to the silent invitation, each look carries a message. Most men ignore it, but the ones who see it and know how to respond stand apart. The lesson is simple. Confidence isn't in what you say. It's in how you carry yourself when her eyes meet yours. Learn to read these signals, and you'll never second guess her interest again. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more insights, and remember, awareness is power. Don't just see her, understand her.